You don't need to compromise your values to succeed. Let's look at character and integrity, the foundations of lasting influence. Now, talent may open doors, privilege may provide access, and opportunity may create visibility, but it is character and integrity that sustain influence. Let me say that again. Talent may open doors, privilege may provide access, and opportunity may create visibility, but it is character and integrity that sustain influence. So Daniel's greatest strength was not just his intelligence or his background. It's rather his unwavering commitment to honor God. When you look at Daniel 1 verse 8, it says, "But Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine." This moment reveals the inner life that defined Daniel long before he stood before kings. Integrity is a decision made in private. So Daniel's resolve happened way before his public test. And this was indeed a test. There was no audience, no applause, and no immediate reward. Only a quiet decision to remain faithful. And integrity is formed when no one is watching and when compromise seems easier than obedience. So we will all have times and moments like these where there's nobody around. Listen, there are times where you know you can get away with it. But the question is, will you stick to your conviction even in those private moments? Daniel teaches us that public victory is born from private conviction. Now, character sets boundaries without arrogance. Daniel did not protest aggressively or rebel disrespectfully. He spoke, however, with wisdom, humility, and honor. Daniel chapter 1 verse 12, he said, "Please test your servants for 10 days. The way he approached it, Enoch, was with a level of humility. So we can stand firm without being hostile. We can stand firm without being abusive, because true integrity is not loud, it's not defensive, it's not self-righteous. It is calm, it's respectful, and it is still confident in God. So character knows how to say no without burning bridges. Many people, sometimes try in the name of sticking to their conviction. They will burn bridges, they'll burn relationships that they can never go back to. But that's not how we are called to live. You can still be confident and sure in who you are, maintain your integrity, but however, with respect and with calm. Integrity also invites God's favor. Because Daniel chose obedience, God gave him favor with authority. Daniel chapter 1 verse 9 says, "Now God had brought Daniel into the favor and goodwill of the chief official." So integrity may appear costly at first, but ultimately it attracts divine favor and human trust. When God is pleased, even systems not designed for you will begin to work on your behalf. Because it might seem like, yes, Babylon is not designed for the believer, but God is still able to, in the most difficult and most challenging spaces and atmospheres, when God is pleased with you, God is even able to cause your enemies to give you favor. Right? For believers, compromise is never the price for excellence. And Daniel proves this. He proves that the faithfulness of God and excellence in performance are not opposites. After a period of testing, Daniel and his friends were found to be healthier, wiser, and superior to others. And so God honors obedience with excellence that cannot be ignored. That's what God does. He will do it in such a way that even those around your adversaries cannot ignore that God has favored you. What is more critical is your obedience to God rather than trying to conform to the system. That integrity preserves you in the time of promotion. Integrity will preserve you in the times of promotion. Daniel's integrity did not change with elevation. Now, many people, when the character is not there, the discipline is not in place, when elevation comes, when there's promotion, suddenly they change. However, whether as a young trainee or an elder statesman under multiple kings, his character remained consistent. And this consistency is why his enemies could not find fault in him except his devotion to God. So when you read Daniel chapter 6, you actually see this in there, that they tried many times, but there was no way that they could find any fault against him. What you compromise to gain, you will eventually lose. What you gain with integrity, God will preserve. So this is what I want to emphasize, that character is not built in crisis. It is revealed in crisis. Decide now who you will be before the pressure comes. Like Daniel, resolve in your heart to honor God, whether you're at school, you're at work, leadership, and in private life. Make that sure resolve within yourself. The integrity of the upright is what will guide them. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 3. Therefore, choose integrity. Guard your heart, because God promotes those he can trust.